We're here in Huntington Beach, and we're going to do a roof inspection. This is for a home that's being purchased. So we're called out to do it. We do charge, it's $189. We inspect the roof, we inspect the interior, we walk the exterior, we check everything out. It's a lot different. I know if you call a bunch of roofers, they'll say, yeah, we'll inspect your roof for free, but it's not going to be something this thorough. So if you're, not everybody needs something this thorough, but some people do. And if this is something that you do need, you definitely want to have it done right. So first we're going to go inside the house. What it looks like, I'm going to show you. We do fascia repair, and you can see it. They're having somebody else, looks like they're doing fascia repair. And the first thing you'll notice is that it's they're not priming the whole thing. So it's pretty typical. Tell you that they prime everything, and they don't. So, and you can also see that the priming that they did, to be honest with you, is super sloppy. It's real thick, and this makes it come off. You can see heavy duty drips on it. So be real careful about who you hire to do your dry rot repair. Yeah, look at that. That is really, that means it was put on way too thick. So when you put paint on too thick, it basically just peels right off. So, well, anyways, so we're gonna go inside and take a look at the interior. I'll show you what we look at in the inside. So now we're here on the interior of the home. We're gonna go through, we're gonna check all the ceilings. We use a high-powered flashlight to go look at all the ceilings. We're looking to see if there's any previous ceiling repair. And a lot of times you can find there's some small cracks, some small repairs that would indicate a prior roof leak. So we want to go through all these ceilings really careful. Check the baseboards down below. Looks like there's even some small amount of water damage right here. You can see the papers. It's a lot of bubbling going on. They probably have a small leak around this window. So we'll go through, we'll look through the whole house, and if there's anything to note, I'll show it to you. So the last part of the interior inspection is to take a look at the garage. We're going to look for any water damage that might be related to the roof or ceiling repair. We didn't see any in the inside. A lot of times around the water heater tank, you'll see a little bit of a stain if you follow this pipe up. You look right there. Yeah, sure enough. It's almost every single time. These things, they do leak a lot. So there's your vacuum. This is the forced air heating. You see small amount, it looks like water damage around this at some point. I'll take a couple quick pictures of that. And you want to check everything else. So you really want to look through if you find anything that maybe the home inspector missed. They usually get a lot, but you can see it looks like there's a little bit of ceiling damage right here. Weird little line. It's maybe just a bad taping job. This is probably unrelated. I'll look for more stuff up around here near the roof, basically. You'd be surprised, a lot of times these roofs leak and people have no idea. We find stuff all the time. So pretty much this looks pretty good. So we did the interior inspection, so now I'll go walk the outside. So we're back outside. Now we're going to take a look at the exterior. Really all you need to do is look at these eaves really well. You want to look for any signs of water damage. You want to check up underneath the gutter to see if they have any edge metal. And you can see over here from this section right here, I can see up in this little crack right in here, there's no edge metal. So they've been replacing a lot of fascia in here. You can see it looks like there's a little leak over there. So you just have to look real carefully, nothing alarming here. We'll go through, we'll check all the eaves. Nice nail blew through. Bunch of nails blown through. So we'll check all this, all the eaves. Oh, it looks like they covered up some stuff right there. Totally. That's why they put that little piece of 1x runner on there, because the shiplap was all broken up. Yeah, I think they did that to cover that up. Wow. So we'll have to take a picture of that for sure. Yeah, see this little board that's underneath here? It's not supposed to be there. A lot of times the termite guy will put it there to hide some damage. It definitely looks like they did. I can see that this board has been replaced. Sorry for my pointing is not real good because it's totally bright out here. So here's the edge. Yeah, that's a no-no. They're covering stuff up, basically. You can see this edge definitely looks like there's a sign of a roof leak going on up here. So we're going to take a picture of that. Right there. So anyways, we'll go all the way around the house. You can see this. Sometimes I can point this out to people too. Make sure that they repair the trim. A lot of times they don't want to do this. So it's really good to have somebody do the interior, do the exterior. We haven't even been on the roof yet. And we'll get to it. That's going to be the last part of it. But before I get to it, I have to make sure that we check everything. So anyways, that's what we're doing. We're looking at the eaves. See, we're finding some little problems. This one is definitely a roof leak that Bob is not aware of. I can see it. It's got a lot of rot on this edge. They're not taking it up. So we'll go finish the roof inspection around back, see what they're doing around back. One quick thing here to note is that this gutters, looks like they took it down to replace this piece of fascia, and you can see it is bad. Super low over here. It's not properly nailed up, so they're gonna have to fix that. I'll take a picture of that for Bob. You gotta fix that. Okay, so now we're gonna go up. We walked around, identified some of the areas. We're gonna go up on top here, and we'll do the rooftop inspection. So our rooftop inspection is pretty thorough. We take side by side, row by row. We check the gutters, we check the mortar, check the side tiles. Yeah, these are nice and strong. We look for broken tiles. Make sure flashing is correctly installed. Oh, I have broken tiles. Look at this gutter. This gutter is not right. You can see they got little stuff up here. A little bit of debris in the gutter. This little valley area right here. So we're going to check over the whole thing, and I'll show you if we got something we need to fix. Okay, so we'll show you something right here. You can see this one says this is like probably for the water heater. You can see it has what they call a cap. It has the storm collar, but looks like the furnace is missing the storm collar. And it looks like they've really heavily glued around this, which you're supposed to have the storm collar on first and then the glue, and then there should be a gap under the storm collar so any air needs to escape can get out, and you can see it can't. So if air gets trapped on the outside of the pipe, it just goes back into the garage. It's carbon monoxide. You shouldn't have that, even small quantities. So we'll let them know. It's gonna have to fix that. So here's his chimney. We do want to make sure that, you know, there's a spark arrestor, which is technically not a new one, but it's an old one. It works. You want to check to see if the flashing's all on here. This one you can't really see. I can see down there a little bit. Looks like it does have the saddle. Geez, I'm hoping it has the tile pan. Oh, it looks pretty good. So I'll give him a pass on that. Right here, these are the ventilation units. So this is a static, means no moving parts. So they got one, they got two. Should probably have a couple more, but that's not too bad. You see all these little pipes coming out. These are all their plumbing and heating. Roof jacks, they call them, flashings. They all should be painted and sealed. These look pretty good. Looks like they're all on there. Oh, this one looks like it could use a little work. Usually you want to reseal these. They can get like a little cracked out. You can see, yeah, it's a little cracked out. I can't, maybe somebody moved it. The sealant that somebody put on there is just coming off. So we're gonna have to take care of that one. And, what else? We'll take a quick look around and see if we got anything else. Oh yeah, here's the mortar work that's supposed to be here. They forgot to put mortar up here, so they just put roofer's tar. See, it's just peeling up. Water gets under it. You gotta, definitely gonna want to fix that. So the mortar needs to be replaced. Another chimney over here. Another dormer, not too bad on the ventilation. Another thing you want to do is for these trim tiles, you always want to have the roofer check them to make sure, see if they lift up. They're supposed to have a little dab of sealant underneath them. They shouldn't wiggle or be loose. Yeah, these are tough. You can see the sealant right there, right there. You want to check these in various places around the roof. Make sure that they're not all loose. They can be loose. If any of them are loose, you need to fix that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like to do the same thing for these trim tiles here also as well. Wow, they are down pretty good. Yeah, overall looks pretty good. This is the valley. You can see they kind of call this a close cut valley. It's like real short, tight together. So a lot of times if it's too tight, they'll tell you have to open it up. If it's too open, they'll tell you have to close it. You just leave it. You never recut a valley. I know some people, roofers, will tell you to do it, but don't do it. You can see this one's got the spark arrestor. Again, it's got all the stuff. Let's look at the gutters over here, see what we got. Oh yeah, this one's holding water over here. Look at that thing, it's hammered. I took a picture of it from the ground, but let me see if I can get it from up here. Yeah, it's totally coming loose. So, let me look around a little bit more, check out a few more things, see if there's anything else. Roof looks pretty good. Another thing you want to check for is the courses to make sure they're at the right weather exposure. There's a bunch of little details that have to be checked. So I'm going to shut this off, go through everything again, make sure I didn't forget anything, and we'll check back in. So we want to do one more little video. You can see, I can see that they've changed the fascia over here on this side, and we want to show you exactly why you don't hire a termite company to change the fascia. So how can I tell they changed it? If you look over here, look at these nails, they're really rusty. And then look at these nails, they're like brand new. This piece looks pretty good. You can see all those nails are basically brand new. Look at that, nice shiny nails. And over here, nice rusty nails. That's a rusty nail right there. It's hard for me to see because of the glare. So one of the problems is when you change this fascia, you always damage the paper. So you see, let's see, can I look up underneath here? You look up underneath this thing, I can feel the paper right there. And then what they almost never do is, oh look at, he missed this, is shiplap. So this is all supposed to be nailed in here. You can see the nails. This nail right here. This is the existing, look at that. It doesn't even budge. But let's see what this does. Oh, look at that. It's just moving. A section of the roof is not even connected. Look at that. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. So, it's just all loose. That's just, see, roof shouldn't be moving like that. So that's why when you take off this row of tile, you have to take off 2 rows behind it, repair all the felt, re-nail all this shiplap properly, and then you don't get that. It's even worse if they do the front piece. So let's see if I can check another one over here that they did. Yeah, it's a little bit of a nightmare. I mean, they're never going to tell you they shouldn't be doing this stuff. But yeah, you can see, looks like they replaced this one right here too. I can see all new nails and really old nails in this one. You can see it's 2 different pieces. At least they used the right wood. Looks like kiln dried spruce. Let's see if what they did over here though. And they remember to nail it back together. No. Look at that. A bent nail in there. Look at that. The whole thing just moves. That's ridiculous. So you don't want that. You don't want your house flopping around. So wherever they replace the fascia, they're gonna have to redo that. So another section.